Okay, so we're doing literal equations. Literal equations pretty much just mean that you have multiple letters. So if you look, we have multiple letters. And because you have multiple letters and we don't know what those letters equal, we are rearranging these problems. So the first one tells us we're solving for t. So here's t. So the way this works is you want to get rid of your fractions and or parentheses. So none of them have parentheses yet. So we need to get rid of our fraction. How do we get rid of our fraction here? Multiply both sides by what? W. So these W's cancel, and I get RW equals t plus 9. Now how do I get t by itself? What? Minus 9 on both sides, yes. So I get RW minus 9 equals t. T's by itself, so there's my answer. Any questions with number 1? Okay, so let's look at number 3. I know it's number 3, but this is the one we're going to do next. Okay, so here, again, we have to get rid of our fractions first. We have to have a common denominator, yes? Well, we have these binomials with nothing that matches, so we're just going to multiply them by each other, and then 0 gets both. However, what I want you to realize is when I put both of those under 0 and on top, does it change? Well, what's 0 times anything? So does it still equal 0 no matter what I multiply by? So can we kind of ignore the 0? Yeah. So knowing that, this has r minus 1, so this one needs r minus 1. So because I gave it to the bottom, I had to also give it to the top. This one has x plus y, therefore this one needs x plus y. And because I gave it to the bottom, I have to also give it to the top. And like I said, if we technically give this one r minus 1 x plus y, r minus 1 x plus y, nothing changes. So now, do my denominators match? So I can cancel them. And I'm going to go ahead and distribute this. So 2 times r is 2r. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 3 times x is positive 3x. 3 times y is positive 3y equals, well, 0 times anything is 0. Now, I'm solving for x. So what do we need to do to get this x by itself? Because do we have any like terms? No. So what? Yeah, I want to move it to the other side because there's nothing over there. So minus 3x minus 3x. And I'm also going to put this side in order. So I have 2r plus 3y minus 2 equals negative 3x. So what's my last step? By negative 3. And because I have 3 terms, I'm going to go ahead and separate versus making it one fraction so I can simplify. Here that cancels and I have x alone. So I have x equals, well, I have 2r over negative 3. Here, don't the 3's cancel? Yeah. But what's a positive divided by a negative? Negative. And then here, 2 positives makes it, or 2 negatives makes a, so 2/3. Any questions? Okay, look at number 2. Whew. Okay, so if you look here, I'm solving for r. Okay, so knowing that, I have to get rid of the fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the denominator. So these cancel. And I'm left with y times r is y, or ry. Y times negative 2 is negative 2y equals rt. Any questions so far? So knowing that, I'm solving for r, and what do you notice? I have it in 2 different places. when you have r in two different places, your first step is to get on same side. Get on same side. So we want these r's on the same side. So which one am I going to move? RT or RY? RY, because this one's already alone. So I'm going to do minus RY minus RY. Now, the next step is to GCF, the side with both of your letters. Well, if I take out that, I have negative 2y equals, don't they both have an r? Mm-hmm. So when I take out the r, I'm left with t minus y. And your last step is to divide. I'm going to divide both sides by t minus y. And is r by itself now? Yes. Now, one thing I want you to realize is these y's do not cancel because this has t minus y. Do you remember whenever we taught a unit similar to this and I told y'all that if it has a plus or minus, it's stuck like glue? Okay, so because it has that minus, that t minus, it's stuck like glue, and it can only cancel if there's a t minus y on top. So this is negative 2y over t minus y. Bless you. Okay, so looking at number 4, what do you think our least common denominator is? It's going to have a 2, it's going to have an x, and it's going to have a y. It's going to have all three because none of them are alike and we can't cancel anything, so you just have to multiply them all by each other. So if this one already has an x, what is it missing? 2y. So I have to give this one a 2y on top and bottom by multiplying. This one has a 2, what is it missing? xy, so I have to give top and bottom xy. This one has a y, so it's missing our 2x, so I have to give 2x top and bottom. Now, are all my denominators 2xy? So when they match, what can I do? So on the top I have 1 times 2y, which is just 2y, plus 1 times xy, which is just xy, equals 1 times 2x, which is just 2x. So I've gotten rid of all the fractions, and now I'm solving for y. Well, I have it in two places, but my first step is to get them on the same side. Are they already on the same side? So what's my next step? So I'm going to take out the y, and I'm left with 2 plus x, which proper, can I flip that? So it's actually y is x plus 2. So now what? Divide. And I get y equals 2x over x plus 2. Okay, you have a whole 6 problems. I know, it's a lot. If I want you to look at number 5 really fast. X1 and x are different. Y and y1 are different. So you're just solving for this y. Does that make sense? So remember, you'll get rid of the fraction and then you'll just add. Don't overthink them, okay? Another big thing I want y'all to remember is like this one. When you need to simplify, if one thing simplifies, you cannot put it as one fraction with a negative 3 and cancel it. You have to separate all the terms on top to simplify, yes? Okay, so this is what you're working on. If you have questions, what should you do? Ask. Like I said, it's a whole 6 problems.